Hi friends, the next 10 to 12 minutes are going to be very important for all of us. As today I am going to teach you about India Nepal relations. Friends, we all know that nowadays the India Nepal relations they are in the downturn phase and relations are deteriorating between India and Nepal day by day. So friends, in this video I have tried to cover all the aspects of Indo-Nepal relations. Firstly, we will cover why this topic is in the news. Later on, we will talk about the brief introduction about Indo-Nepal relations. We will talk about the historical ties, followed by the economic ties and the defense ties. Friends, we will also talk about the challenges, some of the border disputes, and the political diplomatic challenges. And at the end, I will conclude by giving a way forward. So friends, let's begin. So friends, as we all know that Defense Minister of India, Mr. Rajnath Singh, inaugurated a 80-kilometer long road passing through Lipu Lake on May 8, 2020. So friends, we can say that this is the immediate cause of deterioration of Indo-Nepal ties in the year 2020. Friends, this was the month of May. The Defense Minister of India, he inaugurated a road which was constructed by Indian Army. Friends, this road is important because this is the linkage between India and China, and this is also the path of going into Mansarovar. Friends, we all know that Mansarovar is a very important pilgrimage site for Hindus as well as Buddhists. So friends, this route is very important because prior to this, the people going to the Mansarovar, they had to go through the route of Sikkim. But this route has improved and this has decreased a long distance. But Nepal have objected regarding this and saying that this is the territory of Nepal, how India dare to build or construct a road. Second point, that is Nepal protested and released its new political map. So in the reaction of this construction and inauguration of road by defense minister, Nepal was very angry and they protested and they also released a new political map in their parliament. The Nepalese PM KP Sharma Oli has been given several anti-India statements and remarks. Friends, we all know that during the COVID-19 pandemic, the KP Sharma Oli, the Prime Minister of Nepal, he said many a times that Indian virus is more lethal than that of Chinese virus or Wuhan virus or coronavirus. So you can see that how anti-India he is. And friends, why he is anti-Indians? Because belongs to Communist Party, the Communist Party of Nepal, and he has a very high influence of China. And recently he also made many remarks about Indian politics. He said that the real Ayodhya, the birthplace of Lord Rama, is not in Uttar Pradesh but it is in Nepal. So you can see he's like talking like an ancient person, and even he is facing backlash or protest by their own citizens and even his own party members. Friends, talking about the introduction of Indo-Nepal relations, then firstly we should know the geographical location. The Nepal shares border with 5 Indian states. Those are the Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and Sikkim. Second point, that is Nepal acts as a buffer state against any possible aggression from China. Friends, we all know that India-Nepal has a boundary of more than 1800 kilometers, and more than that India has a boundary with China that is more than 4000 kilometers. But there are two nations, the Nepal and Bhutan, which plays and which acts as a buffer state between India and China. If China they want to attack or invade on India, then they cannot do through the Nepal. We always hear that the lands of Ladakh, Sikkim or Arunachal Pradesh, they are in the dispute with China, but we never hear about any kind of dispute in Bihar or Uttar Pradesh because Nepal acts as a buffer state between India and China. And we all know that India and Nepal, they have open boundary. In fact, any Indians or any Nepali, they can go and reside and do any kind of business, employment, or any kind of government job in each other's nations. Both the countries jointly cooperate in many intergovernmental organizations such as SAARC, the South Asian Region for Regional Cooperation, BIMSTEC, Bay of Bengal Initiative for multi-sectoral, technological and economic cooperation. Friends, I have made a separate video on BIMSTEC and SAARC. If you have not watched, then go and please watch. I will provide the link in the description. And also the non-aligned movement. India and Nepal both are the part of this, and the BBIN, the Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal is the joint cooperation of four nations. So Nepal is also a part of it, and India and Nepal, they get cooperation. Friends, talking about the historical ties, the Hinduism and Buddhism are the two major religions which connects society of India and Nepal. Friends, we know that the Buddhism originated in Nepal, in the Lumbini, where Buddha was born. But he came to India, he came to Bodh Gaya and got enlightenment, and from there the Buddhism spreaded throughout the world. So friends, the Buddhism has a deep connection with India, and the Hinduism, it originated in India, and now today the about more than 80% population of Nepal are Hindu, and also the national animal of Nepal is a cow. So friends, Hinduism and Buddhism are the major factor that binds India and Nepal together. And friends, the Roti Beti Ka Rishta, Indians and Nepali, they have a Roti Beti Ka Rishta, especially if you see the border areas, the southern region of Nepal, especially the Madhesi, which lies alongside the border of UP and Bihar. So they have Roti Beti Ka Rishta. It simply means that the people of Nepal come to India for earning livelihood, and also they can marry their children, their daughters or their son to the people of different country. Thirdly and most importantly, in the 1950, during the regime of Jawaharlal Nehru, the India-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship was signed. So this is a landmark, and according to this treaty, the Nepal and India had opened their boundary, and no restriction, even you do not require any passport or any visa for traveling into Nepal, and even the Indian currency, they are legal in Nepal. The Treaty of Sugauli of 1816. Friends, we know that there was a battle between British India and Nepali Gurkha, whose leader was Amar Singh Thapa in 1813. So friends, after this battle, there was a treaty signed between British India and Nepal, the Treaty of Sugauli. So under this, the Kalapani, actually this is the region of dispute of India-Nepal border, that is Kalapani dispute. According to this treaty, it was said that Limpiadura is the main origin of Kali river. But later on in the year after 1857, the British India, they said that not Limpiadura but the Kalapani is the main origin of Kali river. So friends, here originates the dispute between India and Nepal. The economic ties between two nations, then this is deeply engaged. India is Nepal's largest trading partner as well as largest source of foreign investment. India is the gateway of Nepal to the world with open border. Friends, Nepal gets highest amount of foreign investment, and that from India. Actually, the geographical factor is the main thing, that Nepal is surrounded by Himalaya, the high mountains in the northern area, which acts as a separation between China and Nepal. But if you see the boundary of India and Nepal, then it is totally grounded, and this is the region Nepal is favorable to do trade with India. And also the India and Nepal has open boundary, and India acts as the gateway of Nepal to the world. If Nepal wants to do any trade with any third nation, then it can happen only through the India. Nowadays Nepal uses Kolkata port for its sea trade. Friends, we know that Nepal is a landlocked country and it does not share boundary with oceans. So they have to be dependent on India for their import or export from any third nation. Fourth point is India gives financial and technical aid to Nepal's development activities. Yes, friend, India, similarly like Bhutan and Nepal, India provides financial aid and technical aid or any kind of humanitarian assistance to this country. If you talk about there was a huge earthquake in Nepal in the year 2014 and 15. So India was the first country which majorly helped Nepal to get rid of humanitarian crisis. Nepal has been the largest recipient of humanitarian assistance from India. Even many Indian army people they went to save the people in Nepal when there was a massive earthquake in which more than 5 to 10,000 people of Nepal had died. And finally, the connectivity, India is also working to develop the connectivity between Nepal and India so that the trade for Nepal with India or with any third nation will become easier. India is trying to connect the Kolkata port through the inland waterway up to the rivers of Nepal. Actually, Nepal is very important for India as far as the water in the Indian rivers are concerned. And also, India is trying to connect the Kathmandu and Raxaul with railways. Now, coming to the defense ties between two nations, then India trains and equips the Nepalese army and assists in its development. Yes, friend, the Indian army is we know that is the fourth most powerful in the world, and Indian army they helps a lot in providing training or providing them the arms equipment to the Nepali army. There is a joint military operation between Indian army and Nepali army and name is Surya Kiran. Friends, this is very important and you should note that, and this can be asked in any exam or even in your interview. The Gurkha regiment of Indian army are raised by the recruitment of Nepali Gurkhas. Friends, we know that the Gurkhas are bravest soldier in the world. One time, Sam Maniksa, once he told that if anybody tells you that I do not fear of death, then either he is lying or he is a Gurkha. So friends, Gurkha are very brave soldiers, and Nepali Gurkha are the prominent member of Gurkha regiment in Indian army. There are about more than 35,000 Nepali people working in Indian army and also in the Indo-Tibetan border police. Talking about the challenges between the relations of Nepal and India, then first major challenge is trust deficit. Yes, friends, nowadays, due to growing influence of China on Nepal's politics and due to the delay implementation of various projects by Indian side, there is huge trust deficit in the people of India and Nepal. Actually, the people of Nepal they think that India interfere in the internal politics of Nepal. There is also a flip flop in the Nepali politics. Sometimes in Nepal there is pro India government, sometimes there is a pro China government. So currently we know that the KP Sharma Oli is the leader of Communist Party and hence he has the high influence of China rather than that of India, and he is totally anti-Indian Prime Minister of Nepal. Friends, the Madhesi protest in 2015, actually this was the first cause which led to the deterioration of Indo-Nepal relations. So actually the Madhesis are the people who resides in the alongside the border of India and Nepal in Bihar or in the Uttar Pradesh. So these people are called Madhesi, and actually there was Citizenship Act released in Nepal in the year 2014, according to which the Madhesi people who have married and who have their livelihood in India, they were deprived of citizenship of Nepal, and hence the Madhesi people they were very angry from their government and they started protesting, and in the same way the economic blockade was done. The people of Madhesi, the people of Nepal, they imposed an economic blockade and India Nepal border was totally blocked. The perception of Nepal they says that this blockade was done by the assistance of Indian government and this was done by Indian people, and that's why the rise of anti-Indian sentiments have grown in the country Nepal. The fourth point is resurgence of nationalism and anti-Indianism in Nepal. We know that the anti-Indianism is increasing due to the perception that India interferes too much in the Nepal's internal affairs and political sovereignty. The people of Nepal or the leaders of Nepal, they think that India interferes a lot in the internal politics of Nepal, more challenging than the China factor. China, the growing influence of China is very high in Nepal due to the similar political ideology, and currently the Nepal also joined the China's Belt and Road Initiative, which India always reject because the one of the project, the CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor, it passes through India's territory, that is called the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, that is of Gilgit and Baltistan. So it harms the sovereignty of India, and that's why India outrightly rejects China's Belt and Road Initiative, but Nepal has joined this initiative, which is again a failure of Indian diplomacy. Friends, Nepal plays China card to bargain with India. Nepal tries to show India that if you don't support me, if you don't give financial assistance, if you do not complete the project, the infrastructure project in Nepal on time, then we will seek the assistance of China, and this will hamper India's interest because India do not want entry of China into the Indian region. So that's why sometimes Nepal plays China card in order to bargain with India. The current border dispute and the political tensions between the two nations. Friends, I already mentioned that there is a border dispute between India and Nepal for the remark of Kalapani, Limpiadura and Lipu Lake Pass. If you want, then I will make a dedicated separate video on this Indo-Nepal border dispute or the Kalapani dispute. And also the political tension due to the different ideology of political. In India, there is government of right wing, and in Nepal, there is government of left wing. The power struggle in Nepal. Actually, in Nepal, the ruling party is the coalition of two similar ideological party, and before the formation, before KP Sharma Oli become the PM, they had an agreement that half of the term you will become PM and half of the term the another person whose name is Pushp Kamal Prachand will become the PM. So now KP Sharma Oli have completed his 2.5 years. Now Pushp Kamal Prachand wants to become next PM. So obviously there is a power struggle going on between Nepal internal politics. So this is all about Indo-Nepal relations in brief. So finally concluding or way forward, I would like to give some points that issues between Indo-Nepal relations should be sorted out amicably in a friendly manner. India should not take any rigid step because we know that how much Nepal is dependent on India, and India is a big brother. India will always have to love or sort out any issues amicably. The 1950 treaty should be renewed considering Nepal's interest. I said that there was a treaty signed between India and Nepal, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. So this treaty should be renewed considering the interest of Nepal. The Nepal interest should be acknowledged in this treaty, and India should commit itself to complete infrastructure projects without delay. The non-interference in the internal affairs. Friends, if India have any role or interference in the internal politics of Nepal, then India should immediately withdraw it, and Nepal should have freedom of changing or doing any kind of amendment in their constitution or internal affairs. And finally, a stable and secure Nepal is necessary and beneficial for India's interest. Friends, we know that Nepal acts as a buffer state between India and China. So stable and secure Nepal is necessary and beneficial for India. So this is all in this video. I hope you liked the lecture. If you like, then please share and subscribe. That's all. Thank you.